Hi everyone, I'm back. This is Rod Wells from the Real Guitar channel on YouTube. I wanted to expand a little bit from my first slide guitar lesson when I was explaining very basically Duane Allman's style of slide guitar playing, and I wanted to take that a little further in part 2 of this series. One of the things about getting, and a lot of this is about tone, one of the things about getting good tone when you're playing slide is the down pressure that you use. The slides that you use also make a difference. There's basically 3 types of slides. There's metal, there's brass, well, another type of metal, and there's glass. And they all have different tones. The glass slides, you can hear the difference in these. Your glass slides are a little bit more articulate. A little clearer. Whereas your brass is probably the fattest sound of all of them, and it's also the heaviest slide. I like these Dunlop metal slides with the rounded off tip there, because these are kind of the best of both worlds. And they're not too heavy. If you get a real heavy slide, if you're doing vibrato or you're trying to get around the neck fast, a real heavy slide will slow you down. It slows me down a lot. So these aren't too bad. These are pretty cool. So at any rate, and I use my middle finger. Some people, a lot of my students seem to think, oh, you got to play slide on this finger or this one. And if you're just playing exclusively slide guitar without fingering in back like Sonny Landreth does, or using just regular straight tuning on a straight guitar, if you're just going to do strictly slide guitar, the middle finger is the best one to use, because it's the middle of your hand, and ergonomically you have the most control over it. You also can mute behind it and in front of it easier, because the muting, as I explained in lesson 1, the muting's real important on doing slide. Whereas you mute with the finger behind the slide and the 2 in front of it. It's also real important that you play completely on top of the fret, of where the fret is. I have very high action on this guitar with very heavy strings. I use like 13 to 56 strings, and it's tuned to open E major tuning. And it's important you have enough down pressure on the slide, because if you don't, I don't even know if I can do this. If you don't have enough down pressure, you can't get that note to ring enough. And you want to be right over the fret. And over time, your muscle memory will get to the point where you'll sort of know where you're going better when you get more accustomed to just playing strictly slide guitar. And your ear will, if you go a little bit below where you're supposed to on a note, your ear will know, oh, I've got to come up a little bit on that note. And also with slurring that I went over, you can slur into the note, and right when you get to that note, that exactly the intonation of what you want, you can do that, and that's another way that you can play very much in tune, because you really want to be, you want to play in tune. In tune is very important. So the down pressure is real important, the muting, playing over the fret. Also striking the string hard enough. You don't want to strike it too hard, you don't want to strike it too weak. I generally use fairly heavy picks, and for control as well, I rest the palm of my right hand usually on the bridge of whatever guitar I'm playing. So that's pretty much for lesson 2. I hope you enjoyed this. My name's Rod Wells. I'm with the Real Guitar channel here on YouTube, and thanks for watching. Have a good day. See ya.